Ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first. Kick it, the rhyme, it is wicked. Those that don't know how to be pros get offended. A woman could bear you, break you, take you. Now it's time to rhyme. Can you relate to a sister's open up to make you holler and scream? Hey, yo, let me take it from here, queen. Excuse me, but I can come out by two to get into precisely what I am about to do. I'm conversating to the folks who have no whatsoever clue. So listen very carefully as I break it down for you. I'm happy overjoyed. Please, with all the beats around my sisters have employed. Look, cause he's rolling down the sound totally. A yes, let me state the position. Ladies first, yes? Yes. Believe me when I say being a woman is great to see. I know that all the fellas out there will agree with me. Not for being one, but for being with one. Cause when it's time for loving, it's the woman that gets from strong, stepping, strutting, moving on, rhyming, cutting, and not forgetting. We are the ones to give birth to the new generation of prophets. Cause it's late and break into a lyrical freestyle. Grab the mic, look at the crowd and see smiles. Cause they see a woman standing up on her own too. Sloppy, slashing is something I want to. Some think that we can't flow and flow. Stereotypes, they got to go. Got to go. I'ma mess around and flip the scene into revert. With what? With a little touch of latest first. Hey y'all. Hey vlog lurker. I'm giving it a little bit of time for some more people to join. Make it, you must be blind. If you don't believe one here, listen to this rhyme. Ladies first, take the time to rehearse. I'm divine and my mind expands throughout the universe. A female rapper with the message to send. The queen Latifah is a perfect specimen. Sister, can I get some? Sure, Moni Love, grab the mic and get dumped. Yo, praise me not for being simply what I am. Born in Louisiana, in South America. You think exactly where I'm coming from. You want righteous, and I'm gonna give you some. Whenever you age yourself and get paid and the material that has no meaning, I wish to play. Pay me every bit of your attention, like mother, like daughter. I would also like to mention, I wish for you to bring me to the rhythm of which is now systematically given. Yes, we stepping on the daughter of the system, the mother of a brother, who's the mother of another. That's one more. Have a job to do. We do. Hey, vlog looker. The MONIELOVE, and I'm posting on the LA. Contact and in fact, style it gets harder. Cooling on the scene with my European partner. Lay down track after track. Wait for the climax. When I get there, that's when I tax the next man or the next woman. It doesn't make a difference. Keep the competition coming. And I recite the chapter in verse. The title of this recital is Ladies First. Step out into the night. Queens of civilization are on the mic. The scene is right, the crowd is hype. I expel the whack and those who bite. Why? Cause I'm that type. Playing with beats 45 King style. He wants me to sing, but I'll swing so mean. Putting up for the opposite sex. Hey. Hey, Simply. Ladies first. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing on this beautiful Friday? How is your day going so far? I hope it's going well. I wanted to pop in today because I wanted to talk about inspirational women. Um, Wanting to hold on one second, y'all. Give me a second. Yeah, take your time. I wanted to have a conversation about, women because I don't think that we acknowledge the strength of women enough. I don't think it's actually talked about enough. I don't think it's celebrated enough. I don't think that as a community that we adjust each other's crowns enough. I don't think we do that enough. And this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. There are many people, well, women and men, but I'm going to focus on women today. Women who, while we don't see it or know it, they're making changes making strides in their communities. Um, they are fighting a lot of different adversities, not just on behalf of themselves, but on behalf of a community as a whole. Um, they're volunteering and being of service to any and everyone in need. Um, hey, Kaya and Kayla's mom. Hey, Osan. I just wanted to talk about inspirational women today. People who I don't even think they do it on purpose, but they end up inspiring others without even knowing. Like there's a lot of you in the chat that inspire me on a regular basis. So I just wanted to like talk about it, you know. Um, and I'm not talking about like Beyonce. I'm not talking about people that are like, I guess, celebrity status. I'm talking about everyday women in your life that you know are amazing women who set a standard, who have been through, certain situations and still elevate and rise, and entrepreneurship, building businesses, building communities, things like that. There's so many women out there that I don't think we spend enough time talking about. We don't give ourselves the, I should say, full appreciation. What y'all think? Is it just me seeing this right now? Like, I mean, I've been seeing it, but is it just me that I feel like when it comes to the cult situation, it's easy to look at Efru, to look at Aya, to look at Zoka, to look at Malia and say, oh my God, they're so weak, they're so this, they're so that. But to be honest with you, if you look at all of that, all of what they've been through and all of what they're going to need to go through, they're gonna have to be strong in order to really wake up and face themselves like the other women in this situation have. Many of the women who were there prior have, you know, moved on with their life and started to develop. And I wanted to bring someone in on the conversation. So give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Hey, hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You see the title?
Yes, I see the title.
Yes, I wanted us to get together and just talk about inspirational women because I don't guys, I don't know if you know who Selena is, but if you don't, she's an amazing entrepreneur located in Nola with many businesses and many different entrepreneurial opportunities that she could share with everybody. And she does share with everybody. And I'm gonna let you speak for yourself, Selena, but she's inspired me, I think, without even knowing.
No, I didn't know.
Okay, you didn't. I'm telling you right now, you inspired me in so many ways. It's, I mean, just from afar, watching the things that you have done. You've done clothing drives, food drives. You've done,
Mhm.
different things in your community that really make a difference. And I don't think we spend enough time talking about those things and the impact that it has just in general. We like here, this channel, is about carbonation, but I just feel like we need to spend more time adjusting each other's crowns and singing, like showing people like there are real people out there that are doing real amazing things in their community to make a difference and an impact. And I feel like you're one of them.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad and honored to be honored.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so a lot has been going on, and I don't really know where to begin. And I'm just gonna be open and honest about, how far I've come. Um, because we all know that I've had my trials and tribulations through my first marriage, and that kind of set the tone in my life to build a spiritual relationship with God. And then once that started happening, doors started unfolding. However, trials and tribulations did not stop. you know, that's just life. That's a part of life that we have to go through. But it helped me to understand that no matter what we do, whether we're entrepreneur, whether we have a career, mom, a dad, auntie, grandma, whatever, that the trials and tribulations happen because we have to put God first. And once I realized that, just doors started flying open, windows started flying open. And, of course, you have to use your discernment to walk through those doors and go through those windows. Because when the door closes, a window opens, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you have to use your own discernment to know what is best for you. But and use your heart and listen to God. And that's all I've done throughout this journey, throughout it. And it's just been a blessing. So I don't know if you guys know, but since the whole ordeal, with being torn down on social media, it did put me in a dark place. But it puts you in a dark place for a very short period of time to bring you to a different light.
Right.
And 2022, I was actually in my community, I was actually voted powerhouse, entrepreneur woman of the year.
I was gonna mention that. That was when I saw that, I was like, okay, okay,
Yes.
silly.
And that's when I started realizing how many people I actually touched.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like social media had me thinking that I was nobody, I wasn't shit, I wasn't a good parent. Oh, I'm sorry for cussing. It had me thinking that I wasn't a good parent. It had me thinking, like, the worst of myself. So and if you know anything about a Virgo, when we disconnect is when things will start happening.
Mhm.
So a lot of people say that we're crazy, Virgos are just this crazy sign or whatever. Well, the Virgo energy is energy that protects itself.
Right.
And when we disconnect, it's because of protection, because we have to protect our mental, we have to protect our hearts, we just have to protect ourselves.
Hmm.
A lot of times we're perceived to be just this dark, selfish person. Well, sometimes you have to take care of self before you can be accountable to take care of anybody else.
Yeah. And Scorpio is like that too, though.
hmm
We'll
So
we'll we'll get missing in a heartbeat.
exactly. And when that happens, that's the real work that's being done. And nobody has to come and tell you, well, this is what I'm doing, this is what's going on, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that part of it is nobody's business. I come from a different day and age before social media even existed. And
Mhm.
we were taught to have some privacy.
Right.
And that's that privacy. Everybody should have that privacy inside their lives, where we don't have to explain to anybody what's going on. So when the powerhouse happened, that's when I really realized how many people I touched, how many people I actually inspired. Because it doesn't matter how dark things get, I kind of push through. And a lot of times the negativity will be looked at, my perseverance and me pushing through, as though I'm this selfish person, that I don't give a fuck, or but no, life happens. Like, because you're going through life, bills don't stop.
Hmm.
Why focus on something negative? Because when you focus on negativity, that can become your cancer.
That's right.
So I don't focus in on it. I deal with it, yes, that's my life. But at the same time, I have to persevere and I have to push through and I have to be held accountable. So that's just my own self holding me accountable to push through, to keep these businesses thriving and to keep inspiring people, because I didn't know until 2022. However, I didn't even know how many people actually voted for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that my own people in my community saw me, because I was strictly on social media. And the businesses that I were building and the teams that I were building were all over the United States. And that opened up my eyes to see the light, that I needed to stop focusing on other states, and I needed to focus on my own people that was right here in my community,
Right.
right under my nose. And since that, we lost the children's father, and all of them have come home. Hold on one second.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Guys, for those of you who are just joining us, we are having a wonderful conversation with somebody who inspired me and didn't even know it. But she inspired me in so many ways because of her strength, her perseverance, and just overall who she is as an individual. It's just, there's always just this positive energy surrounding Selena. I don't care what any negative anybody on these social media streets has to say. My perspective is she's a powerhouse, she's a phenomenal woman, and I think we need to do more of adjusting each other's crowns and saying, hey queen, I see you and I see her. So that's what this conversation is about today, guys.
thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Y-
Mhm.
Y'all just don't know like how that makes me feel. It really, really touches my heart as well as enlightens me, because I, you know, people see things in you that you can't see in yourself. And
Mhm.
all I'm striving to do is to be the best that I can for my family.
Yes.
You know, that's just it. you know. So back to, what the timeline basically. So you guys all know we lost my children's father, and they've all come back home, and they came back home needing to support themselves, because I am not built as that parent who supports her grown children. I just don't. I'll give you a roof over your head. I'll put food in your stomach. But as far as your daily, means of income and supporting your children, that's your family. You have to support your family, because one day, just like that, I won't be here. So if you depended on me, where is that going to leave you when I leave? And then when I leave you something, you're just going to squander that away, because you're not grounded. You don't have
Right.
anything else to fall back on. So I created a business
Mhm.
for, me and one of my daughters. And that's FLEUR DE LIS Janitorial. And a lot of times, like, I've worked in these companies where, I did credit. I still do credit. I still do um insurance, and also travel agent. Well, those businesses are still there and still thriving. However, when I stepped from under the umbrella of a third party way of having a business,
Mhm.
and stepped out solely on my own, the whole ball game changed before my eyes. And that's only blessings from God. And like I said, when God puts something on your mind, he puts it on your heart. So move
Mhm.
forward with it. And that's what I did. My daughter came home, she was pregnant, and she was like, well, mom, I'll wherever I work, I'll be working to pay childcare, which is true. I don't know if a lot of people know about Louisiana, but the whole state of Louisiana, we're in poverty, y'all. It's just what it is. And I'm not
Mhm.
saying Louisiana because I know it's going on everywhere, but I don't live everywhere. I live in Louisiana.
Right.
And we're just in poverty here. And to make the means to pay for childcare, and yes, there's childcare assistance, all of that good stuff, but in Louisiana, you still have to come out of pocket.
Mm.
You still have to come out of pocket. And no, she does not have rent. She lives with me, and the kids are with me. But I just want them to be stable, and I want them to have something they can call their own. So we are taking our time and building FLEUR DE LIS Janitorial. We've been in business for one complete year. This,
Oh, congratulations.
yes, thank you, thank you. And not only do I get to give them a source of income, but I also get to teach them what it is to be an entrepreneur and own your own business.
Right.
So we are taking that thing by storm. And when I tell y'all, like, it's been such a blessing. The minute we launched FLEUR DE LIS Janitorial, we have been booked,
Wow.
and we do residential and commercial cleaning. We're just getting ready to move into government contracts. We are on the board of New Orleans Black Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
We have contracted over 22 Airbnbs. We
Wow.
have uh, about 17 reoccurring clients. So we are doing very well, very well. And like I still look at the calendar in awe because I just I'm amazed at the blessing that has poured in,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So and that's where we are now, and I'm just excited. I'm excited about it.
Well, I've watched from afar, I've watched your journey, and I saw when you opened your business, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I was
Yeah.
so excited. And then I started seeing on social media your advertising, doing different things with different clients, and just I've seen it, and I'm excited because I know that there's just more to come. I know there's more blessings to come. I know that your company is actually going to blow up even more so.
Yes, yes, girl. You man, if I could show you guys where this thing is headed, like if you can be in my head and see the vision, you would be blown away. You would be amazed because we've come so far in such a short period of time.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I have other people who wish to have a cleaning service that I'm literally mentoring for free.
Wow.
They've
That's
reached out and was like, "Hey, I need to know what you're doing. I can't get this thing off the ground." And I'm like, "Well, sure. Send me your email address." And I set up a meeting with them, and send them my calendar, and we meet up in the city, and I get them started. I mean, and I'm doing that for free. Because at some point you got to give back, and that's why I decided to do the clothes drives and do the food drives and things like that, because this thing just literally took off. Like, God has just, when I launched this, it wasn't me, y'all. It was strictly God. God said, "Look, I'm putting my hand on this. Let me lead." And I let him lead, and that was it. And it's been great.
that's amazing. So do you still do cuz I remember the travel agency stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So she does travel agency. And are you still doing the insurance?
Yes. Life insurance. Yes.
Yes. And that's something that I don't think that a lot of us black folk, we are notorious for the fish fry funeral.
Yes. Or the GoFundMe.
Yes. That's
And
gotta stop.
yes, it does. And I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of people don't understand. They look at it as another bill, but it's not another bill. It's actually another avenue for income. And it's not even, you know, I wouldn't even go as harsh as to say what we're notorious for. Like I said before, we're living in poverty right now, and times are getting harder. It's not getting any better. And
True.
people struggle. So to add something on top of what they're already, their basic, the rent, the lights, or your mortgage, or your car note, your insurance for your car, insurance for the home. Sometimes you have renter's insurance. Those types of things. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. And I'm not that insurance agent that's out here writing insurance for the purpose of a check. I go through your income. like ask you, what do you work? What does your monthly bills look like? What is your sole purpose for wanting to have an insurance policy on your family? Because it is to replace an income. However, a lot of times people cannot afford that $250,000 policy if you're up in age, because not a lot of people know or are educated about what it means to have insurance. And that's the problem. It's the education point of it. So, education insurance is this. It is to replace an income. However, you start with something and build that policy up with riders, because there's riders that will enhance your policy every year. So, take myself for instance. Right now, um, my insurance policy is in the six digits, and it's in the six digits because I started out with a very low policy because I could not afford. I was one of those people who couldn't afford insurance but knew the importance of having it. Started with a small policy, and I attached a rider to it to increase that policy, or that face value of my policy, yearly. So as the years went on, of course, my financial situation got better, and I was able to keep paying the the enhances. So that's how insurance works. It's not something that creates another bill, but it's a hedge of protection. It's a hedge of protection. And think about it like this. If something happens to me, it's a six-figure income. My kids can split that, go buy their own home, buy a car, put their kids in college, whatever they want to do with it. So that's the importance of having insurance. And it takes the burden off of your kids, off of your mother, off of your husband or your wives, to say, now I got to figure out how I'm going to bury this person. How do I get through this? That's a lot of grief. Plus you're fighting financially, then you still have your monthly bills on top of that. you know i've
Right.
I've seen people right here in my own community don't have insurance, lose their homes after the husband dies or after the wife dies. And we're talking about young people. We're talking about people who picture perfect health just didn't wake up the next morning. Literally, that's what's happening in my own community.
Mm.
And I have chills right now, because when I've talked to that person about the importance of having insurance, they just felt like they couldn't afford it at that point in time. Had they just secured a $10,000 policy, what impact that would have had on that situation?
Most definitely. Most definitely. I definitely understand that. And um I definitely wanted to just highlight like everything that you're doing now, because like you said, like people on social media, they have their narratives and things like that, but the reality is Selena got it going on, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Selena got it going on. You hear me? Because you're running a full service business. In addition to that, you offer travel agent services, as well as life insurance.
Yes.
You're like, you're building, you're building what I would say a legacy for your children right now. Like you've been building it, but right now I think you're at the cusp of seeing it. Like it's all of your ideas and thoughts are coming to fruition now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just amazing to see.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Hmm.
it so much. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. I often look back at, you know, things that I've, with everything I've gone through with social media. I kind of put a hold on things, even though I didn't shut the businesses down completely. I put a hold on it, and I kind of wish I didn't do that, because what happened when I did that, when I came back, it was like I had to start all over again. And then you build a team within these businesses. So what that did was kind of hurt my integrity with my team. So everybody started to fall off. So now I'm at ground zero. However, it doesn't stop me and my drive or my perseverance to wanting to keep going. I have to keep going. And that's, that's the basically that's the example of entrepreneurship or any career, really. You just got to keep going. Everything is not going to be what you want it to be every moment or every step of the way. You just have to get through those dark times and keep going.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, I know that you spent a lot of time working also in a very, for a very long time at the post office.
Yes,
You had a long career with them. And what was I think you always had the entrepreneurial spirit in you, though.
I have. I actually did a podcast with one of my girlfriends here in New Orleans, and we actually started from the beginning. And she helped me realize that I had been in entrepreneurship over 33 years. Entrepreneurship started for me when I was very, very young. It started when I was 13, and I was doing hair in my mother's kitchen. And really, to be honest with you, doing hair, being a cosmetologist, is my first profession. It is. I just always looked at it as though I didn't have the time to. Let me give y'all the timeline to make this make sense. So, 13 years old, I started doing hair out of my mama's kitchen. And that's when I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. Didn't even know the term entrepreneur at that time. I just knew I was going to work for myself. And I thought it was going to be in the hair industry. However, things happened, kids happened, marriage happened, and I became a stay-at-home mom. So the career got put on the back burner. We make those sacrifices when we become parents and we become a mother. So I put it on the back burner, and then things happened in my life and in my marriage that forced me to step out on my own. And when I stepped out on my own, of course, I went into the workforce because at that point, I thought it was asinine. I thought it was just impossible for me to start out needing an income right then and there, right now, to support myself and support my kids and put a roof over our heads. I thought it was just crazy for me to try to jump back into entrepreneurship and build clientele. So I went into the workforce. At that time, I was working in the chemical plants, making a massive amount of money, and I was happy. But at the end of the day, after those 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, I'm missing my kids. I'm missing my family. I have my mom checking up on my kids. I have my cousins checking up on the kids to make sure that they're getting home. That they're not running amok while I'm stuck in traffic on my way home at 6:30 in the evening, and they've gotten out of school at 3 o'clock. So that that's the part that made me unhappy. Money always makes us happy, but you have to understand what you're sacrificing. And it's that sacrifice that brings you back to reality to say, I'm missing so much. I wish I could go back into entrepreneurship. So that's what it is for me. I like freedom. And I know that sounds crazy, but I like freedom. I like my time with my family right now. Like, I know y'all hear the birds chirping in the background. I am literally home while a business is making money right now. So, and I've also given my daughter the day off, you know. So it's those types of things that I like to do. I like to build systems. I like to put things in place where I can let my hair down and be free, and don't think I don't get out there and hump. We just had a storm here. I don't know if you guys saw it on the news where New Orleans just got flooded out. Today is my first day off since April 1st.
Oh, wow.
Right. So, and I'm kind of burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. When when um when you contacted me and sent me the link, I was like, oh, I forgot about it. I was laying down. I had to get myself together because y'all know I would show my face on here, right?
Right.
I'm a big I'm big for that.
Hmm.
I want you to see my face because I think that's personal. I think that's who we're talking to. You need to see the face of the person you're talking to, especially when we're talking about business. But
Hmm.
I am, well, I guess we could be a little transparent, huh?
Yeah.
But and I had to step outside because the kids are doing their thing inside. But um, that's what brought me to entrepreneurship. My postal career came about for the same reason. However, my entrepreneurship was a supplemental income at the point of me being in the post office. But when the cleaning business started, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I called in until I couldn't call in anymore, and they were sending notices to the house for me to report to work. That's how seriously it took off. And I was like, you know what? I called and I was like, I just send me the paperwork to resign. I have to resign. And I resigned. I stepped out on faith. I resigned, and here we are, because y'all know business has its up moments and it has its down moments. But
Mhm.
we're doing so good. And I hate to keep saying that, but I got to toot my horn a little bit. We're doing so good that we don't even feel the downtimes. Downtimes is literally break time because we be burnt out by the time that comes.
That's wonderful. That's a great situation or issue. It's not even an issue. That's a great blessing to have.
Yes,
That's a
it
great blessing to have.
and believe me, I give him his grace every day, every day, because without him, this was not possible.
And I know that I'm gonna guess because I've never been into your house ever, but
Hmm.
I've seen you on live in your house, like in the kitchen, and I
Hmm.
think it's like a little studio room you have. First of all, the decor is beautiful.
Thank you.
You're, it's always clean and everything. So when you started the cleaning business, I was like, yo, it makes perfect sense.
But you know what? Let me give y'all the real unveiling and transparency of the cleaning business. I never saw myself there. Never. Never. I had people in the post office because we worked hard. I don't even know if you guys know that I got injured while I was at the post office. Now, injury has nothing to do with me leaving the post office. It was solely a business move. However, my injury, I had people in the post office come to me saying, "Why don't you go into janitorial?" And I was like, "Go clean somebody's toilet? Are you serious?" Like that was my mindset for real. I had a business partner who really, and I've never laid eyes on her. She's never laid eyes on me, but we poured into each other because we were both inspired by each other. And she said, "Selena, I'm telling you, start a cleaning business because I didn't just a cleaning business was not my first go to for the kids having a source of income. It wasn't. I was like trying to help them find jobs, help them build resumes. I was doing all kinds of things to help them stand on their own 2 feet, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
when my daughter came to me and was like, "Mom, I don't think this gonna work." I was on the phone with her, and I was like, What you think not gonna work?" She was like, "This work thing. I got this, I got that, I got the kids. How I'm gonna do this? You working? You can't really, At that time, my time was demanded by the post office. I don't know if anybody that works at the post office or knows about the postal hours. You belong to the post office when you are employed by the post office. You do not belong to your family, your husband. Your time becomes theirs. When they call you and say you come to work, you don't come to work, you get written up. And you
Mm.
do not want those write ups because those write ups hinder your career. So, I just didn't have the time to be there for her to pick up the kids, drop the kids off, keep them while she's at work. Our times completely conflicted. So I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, and she says, "Selena, I'm telling you, start a cleaning business. I'm killing it here in California." And I'm like, "Girl, these people down here don't want to pay for no cleaning. They don't want to pay for nothing here." She's like, "I'm telling you, start a cleaning business." Now, she didn't tell me the format. She didn't tell me how to build it. She didn't tell me go commercial or residential. She didn't tell me none of that stuff. My daughter overheard her say that because I had her on speaker. And when I got off the phone, she was like, "Ma, that don't sound like a bad idea." I said, "You want to clean? You want to be scrubbing people's toilets?" She's like, "Ma, we clean up at home all the time."
Exactly.
And I was like, All right, let's do it. And there it was. There it was.
Wow.
And I absolutely love it. I love the time freedom that we have. I have I love the system that we have put in place. I love even employing other people because I can't say this, too loudly over social media, but I employ people to help them out if you guys can read in between the lines.
That's amazing.
I'm eating the cost on some of the higher that we have, if that makes
That
sense, you know?
that's understandable, but you know what? I think what you're called to do, what you are being called to do, what's on your heart, what's being put on your heart by God, by the
Mm,
higher power, is bigger than you. So you understand that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That's
yes.
definitely something you understand. Um there was something else I wanted to talk about. We talked about your award,
Hmm.
and what was it? Oh my goodness. Just that fast. You see that? OPP, that's what I call it. Old people problems.
We're not old yet.
Well, I know, but I'm just, what did I don't know. I have no idea what I was about to ask you, and I forgot. Just like that. But one thing I wanted to, oh, this is also something that came to mind. What's your overall vision for your company and for all of the other entrepreneurial things that you have going on? Because I can see you expanding. I can see you expanding not just in Louisiana. I could see you expanding probably in neighboring states with your
Yes.
business.
Okay. So early on in in the business of Fleur de Lis Janitorial, I did this thing that I call cleaning tours. Because like I told you guys, I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and I'm thinking nobody in Louisiana or New Orleans wants a cleaner, right? So my first go to was to create cleaning tours, where because I'm already a travel agent, so I'm getting discount on travel. So do the cleaning tours, use your travel agency, get the discount on travels, and make the commission that you're going to make on your own travel, and outsource it to other cities. So our first cleaning tour was actually in Florida, and we
Wow.
had some good contracts in Florida. In Florida, it was mainly move outs and new construction. So move outs and new construction is where the real money is.
Mm-hmm.
That was very early on. And then we went to Atlanta, we've been to Alabama, we've been to Texas,
Wow.
and of course other cities right here in Louisiana, Lake Charles, Lafayette, Shreveport. Um, you know, it's just so yes, I do see Fleur de Lis Janitorial taking off. My vision is we're the next Janny King.
Okay. Yes. Now, where did you come up with the name?
Fleur de Lis is, of course, New Orleans Saints, and y'all, I'm not even a football fan. I'm not nobody's sports fan, okay? I am the typical old school girl where the guys watch football and I'm in the kitchen making the game day food, okay? I'm that girl, all right? While my husband and his friends are in here enjoying the game and I don't cook them their food, give me the credit card because I'm going to walk through the mall. Y'all enjoy the game. Y'all got y'all food, y'all got y'all beer. I'm out of here. That's who I am, okay? I don't know the first thing about nobody's sports. But Fleur de Lis is a symbol of New Orleans. And I don't know. The minute I thought about this cleaning, I said Fleur de Lis Janitorial. And my daughter's like, Mom, let's go with it. And I've gotten so many compliments. I'm not, and I'm like, are you not from New Orleans? Like, yeah, I'm from here. Well, you know all about what a Fleur de Lis is. So why? It was like, it's just catchy.
I like it. I really, really do. And I'm like, where did she get that name from? That's
And
good. And then the
go
name
ahead.
actually connects you to your state, your
Yes,
primary, where the business began.
yes,
That's pretty
yes.
amazing.
So will that we will become a corporation. That's for, first and foremost. We will become a corporation because I will have to become a corporation to move to other states and venture out. We will have a board, of corporate on the corporate side and all that kind of stuff. So yes, um, I don't know if that's going to change. What I would like to do is give people the opportunity to name the business what they want to name it. Like with Janny King's franchises are Janny King. Subway's franchises are Subway. And if there's nothing wrong with that. However, we all have a personality and we all have a vision. Just because you're in business with me shouldn't mean that I have a strong hold on you that oh no, you're going to call this what I want you to call it. That kind of thing. I kind of want to create an umbrella where people can come in, follow the system, and create their own business.
Wow. You know what? You're like, I don't know if you realize it or not, Selena, but your mind, your mind is light years. It's right in line and light years ahead. And I say that because my sister is a real estate broker and she owns a brokerage.
Hmm.
Now, there are companies out there similar to like the type of setup you're talking about where she can attach her brokerage, still have her brokerage's name, Generations Realty, but the only requirement is that they say you have to list it powered by LIT Corporation.
Hmm.
So she will still have her brand name, but powered by XYZ.
Hmm.
So that's definitely something that's possible in this space. And
Yeah.
I think people will actually appreciate that.
Yes, I believe that. And for all of the entrepreneurs who don't know, it's called white labeling. A lot of products that's out here on the market, it may be the idea of the person or something that that person wanted to do, but the label is not always. Well, I'm going to say this: the product is not always that person's. So there's distributor companies out here, right? There's distributors for all types of things, not just um it's products, but not just candles and oils, soaps, right? So a lot of those things are made in house, but you have to think about this. You have to think about the liability that you're taking if you're making those types of products in your own house. And a lot of the businesses that we're buying these soaps and oils and stuff from, they're not even insured. Okay. So if something happens to my skin, something happens to, allergies get set on 10, all of this kind of stuff. Who do I turn to with these products? Somebody has to be liable, right? So
Right.
it's called white labeling for a reason. So the company doesn't want to be attached to the liability of what somebody's going to put out there and may put it out there wrong and cause somebody an injury. So we call it white labeling for that reason. So the thing about white labeling and what I love about it the most is that it's a product or a service that you can make your own. However, you still have to be, because the company, you're going to have compliances with the company for a white label. So you follow and meet the guidelines of the compliance to be able to even be in business. Because if I gave you a product and said, here, go sell it, then I'm eating that liability. And also, I don't know if you're going to sell my product correctly.
Absolutely.
So you create the white label. The person has to, of course, they're going to name it and LLC it themselves. But until your business is even launched, you have a compliance list to follow before that even happens, before you even have a launch date.
I'm just excited to see what your business is, the main one, the janitorial business, is going to look like in 2 years. I know I'm not going to be surprised, but because I genuinely, like, I don't know what it is, but my sister, when she started her business, she was just stressed. She was like, "Oh my God, I have to make sure that I sell X amount of houses to pay for the office space. I have to, oh my God," because there's a lot of things that as an entrepreneur, a business owner, you have to kind of calculate that
Mhm.
no one else is thinking about, right?
Mhm.
And Selena, I kid you not, she was taking me, she was picking me up from a doctor's appointment. And she was just going on and on. And I said, "You know what, Marie? I need you to get ready." She said, "Get ready for what?" I said, "I need you to get ready for your real estate brokerage to blow up." This was 2 years ago. And let me tell you something, she has expanded
Mhm.
and is covering all of North Carolina now, whereas she was only covering like the Raleigh, Durham area
Mhm.
and Wake Forest area initially.
Mhm.
Now she goes everywhere. She's her, and she has a big, full office, full team. And I feel the same type of energy for you too. And the reason I can confidently say that I know that there's going to be growth is because I get a feeling from the individual. Like you're not the type of person to hear a no and now figure out how to click that no into a yes.
Correct.
So I already, I'm telling you, in 2 years, mm,
That's the first that's the first lesson in entrepreneurship is a no is a yes. It's just not yes right now. you know, um I'm just I don't know. I guess that's just my strength. Like no does not bother me. It didn't even bother me as a child. A child grows up and of course it told no a lot. You can't have the candy, you can't go outside. Okay. We just found something. I found something else to do. My daughter, she's going through that right now because right now I'm at that stage of teaching her personal development. And um I'm kind of glad that everything happened with and I'm gonna say it. I'm glad. I'm stop dancing around it. I'm glad everything happened with my daughter, with Velvet, because when everything happened with her and the way this whole thing spiraled out of control and it became about the hateful parent, the dark parent, the abusive wife, ex-wife, and all of this kind of stuff, it taught me that I needed personal development.
mm,
I didn't disconnect because I was furious. I wanted to go toe to toe with these people that was saying anything negative about me because
right.
this is my thing. My name, Selena Sykes, is all I have. And I love my name because I love me. My name is who I am. So for you to tarnish my name, that really cut deep. And I don't get cut like most people where I'm gonna curl up in a ball and kind of, I'm gonna become a hermit crab because you hurt my name or you hurt me deep. That's not who I am. I'm gonna come out swinging. That's who I am. But personal development taught me that you don't have to combat everything. Everything is not combative, or has to be confronted. So that's when I started to dig deep into my personal development, and when I did that, that rose my businesses to a whole different level because
I could
no,
definitely believe that.
I was no longer giving entertainment to something that didn't serve me. Anything negative doesn't serve you. So why give it your energy or entertainment? Because at that point, you're just feeding it.
Absolutely.
None of these people know or walk in my shoes at my address.
Mm-mm,
You don't know that. You're speculating. So why have an outlook or a combat or a confrontation with a spectator? It makes no sense.
mm-hmm. Absolutely. It makes absolutely no sense. And the reality of it is, you know, people make their assumptions. They speculate and try to figure out this and this and that. Whereas I just feel like it's important for us to not just look at the whole carbonation situation
Mhm.
as like this. I want people to understand like it was real life. Like there were multiple, like we see the people who were directly in the cult involved in there, but we didn't see the impact that it had on families, that it had on children, grandparents, grandpas,
Mhm.
um, all of the totality. So
That's
when I hear some of the like, I guess conspiracy theories or what's going on with this one, what's going on, it just makes me kind of like, it makes me a little sad
mhm.
because especially for the ex members, specifically for the ex members, it makes me really sad because I would imagine at this point in time we need to be cheering them on. We need to be adjusting their crowns.
Correct. I agree.
We need to be, giving I don't care, F your feelings about what you feel. But at this point in time, we know that these people have been through a lot.
Right.
And that just scratches the surface because
It
there's a whole line of other people connected to this person that also experienced a lot.
correct.
So, yeah, I'm happy that you brought that up. I'm
Mhm.
happy that you brought that up because that's one thing that I'm like, myself too. Like, to be honest, when I started my YouTube channel, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I was the nicest. I'm gonna be honest. I,
Well, you
I, I
realize.
go back. Look, I go back to my commentary,
Mhm.
and over time, I think I was like being. I was, I guess, thinking I was doing it in a tough love type of fashion.
Mhm.
But over time, I kind of started doing my commentary like myself. Like, I'll be joking or whatever and um, saying something that makes sense, but not so vicious. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Well,
Because
go ahead.
as a person on the outside looking in, I had to realize like I don't have all the details. I don't know that.
Mhm.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that with any level of certainty.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the thing about it is you're in an area where you have to be mean. I've gotten it from my own kids, that I'm mean. Okay. I don't think I'm mean. I do think I'm straightforward. Can I hurt somebody's feelings? Yes. Um, but I'm just rough around the edges, and that's who I am. You either like it or love it or leave it. It's just what it is. Um, I don't know how to filter out who I am. And I don't think anybody should because that's fake. So, with that being said, I believe you're doing a marvelous job. Be who you are. And if you felt like you were coming off strong or mean, then that's you. That's your personality. And also, that's what needed to happen because that was the energy that was drawn to you. We all have to understand this. Every action draws a reaction. Nobody woke up or stepped out to do something with a negative thought in mind. Nobody.
Right.
But then somehow or some way it turns out that way. Well, it turned out that way because you reacted. Now, we do have control over our reactions, and that's where personal development comes in. Do I believe you need personal development? Definitely not. However, a lot of us do. And then personal development is not something that happens overnight, and it's not anything that happens in the blink of an eye. It's constant work. It's constant holding yourself accountable and looking in that mirror and realizing the nitty-gritty truth about who you are as a person. And what you gonna do about it? So even with my daughter, I had to tell her about her personal development and teach her, because have we lost some contracts? Yes. um why did they stop calling us? I don't know. Why didn't they want us cleaning up for them anymore? I don't know, but that's not my concern. My concern is not that, because number one, whatever's happening on their side, I'll never know. So why should I feel a way about it? I can't feel a way, because if we were not a good fit and they complained about our cleaning, or they complained about how we showed up, doesn't say anything about us. It doesn't say that we're not a good company, because we're still in business.
That's right.
you know it just means that we were not a good fit for them, so it's time for us to move on, because I don't think we would be holding a contract over a year. We're going into our second year of these Airbnbs. We re-signed the contract. I don't think we'll be moving into a second year if we were bad cleaners.
That's true.
You know,
That's true. And you know what? The reality is you're not always going to be able to please everyone.
correct. That's correct. That's the reality of it. So, and because you can't please everyone, you can't harp on it. You can't get mad at it. You can't think about it. You got to keep moving. Because when you stop in that sense of negativity, everything else is going to fall apart.
That's true. But I just the reason I say that and the reason why I'm sharing that with you
Hmm.
is because I like you said, when you start something out, it's kind of like when I started this channel, I was trying to figure out like
Hmm.
how to present all of this stuff. And I should probably say I don't think I was mean in listening to you. I think I was just giving it straight no chaser. But in all honesty, I don't think that's what's needed here in this space. I think more compassion, more understanding. Now, I am that auntie that's going to call you out on your sugar honey iced tea if you start acting crazy on Beyonce's internet.
And you should.
That ain't never going to change. But I just think there needs to be a little bit more understanding, a little bit more compassion when it comes to this sector, this, these individuals, because it's bigger than them. They always say it's bigger than us. They used to say that when they were in carbonation, but that's a true statement. It is bigger than them because there's an entire family. There's aunties, cousins, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, brothers, sisters, nephews,
Mm.
nieces. There's so many people that are impacted by this situation. So, and I've come to learn that by I met one of the parents when I went to the trial. I met one of the parents. I'm not gonna say which one because
Hmm.
I don't want to disclose that information. I met two family
Hmm.
members while I was sitting there. Huh? See you later. See you later. Where you going? To pick up daddy. You going with mommy? Okay, baby. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. Where you going? I'll be right here. I'll wait for you. Okay? Are you really going with mommy? Yeah. Take care of John's for me. I will. Let me give him. Okay. John is a really good boy. That's my 5-year-old granddaughter.
So cute.
She, she says she want me to take care of her dog. I promise you she think I'm her playmate. She's the only child, so
Hmm.
thank you. Make first let me hug make some hug for the mother. You're not going with mommy. Yes, I am. So why you not getting ready to go? See you later. See you later. Just give me John. I'll hold John. You go ahead and go with mommy. Her name is Zizi. Zizi? No, him. I mean, him is named John, and her name is Zizi. Okay. So you know Nana said she's doing an interview. Yeah. You want to say hi? Hi.
Hi.
What you doing?
An interview with your grandma,
Who's your name?
Selena.
Hi, Lena.
Hi, you she skipped all over the sun and went straight to
Yes,
my
she did.
yes, ma'am. I love it.
Can blue can.
Okay, I will.
She is smart. Very,
That's
very
just
bright.
his makeup name.
Okay.
His name is actually Blueberry.
Okay, no
Can you get out of the
problem.
car? So I can,
Hold on one second, Selena.
Uh-huh.
and talking to myself too,
Yeah, but this interview is not your interview. You want me to do an interview with you later?
Yeah.
You want me to ask you a bunch of questions about your life and stuff? Huh?
Yeah, what do you want? How's is that an interview?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to do an interview with you.
Okay, great. So we'll do one later. Okay? And I will do a pre record. All right? So we could let the people know all about your dance class and about your upcoming trips that you're going on, right? And your recital.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm kind of embarrassed for my recital.
Why are you kind of embarrassed because of your recital?
I never been to a recital.
You're going to do great
How do you know?
because I know you.
And I know you.
Sorry, guys. I had to talk to her for a second because if I didn't talk to her, you know, she just going to keep going.
Watch it.
But,
But she come up to me. She go, "What,
but
mama?"
like I,
I said, "What?"
Lou smart, y'all underestimate Lou.
Just a minute ago, I do this. She pick up a grape. She go, "You want some?" I said,
Yeah, she just asked me for her clothes for the trip.
Did you know her age? Pulled into the gas station last night. She go, "Mommy get gas,"
Moody told me.
and she repeated it because I couldn't at first I couldn't understand it. I was like, "Hold on, wait, run that by me again." And she said it again, and I was like, "Mommy get gas."
All right, I'm
So,
good.
did you
Talk
know
to you later.
her age?
I'm back.
no, you okay. Look, life, family, this is what I'm talking about, you
Yeah,
know? We
yeah.
got to kind of take account of the family members and things like that. But that's what really changed my perspective a little bit because I was like, whoa, like I met, and actually, one of the family members talked to me
Mhm.
directly. They actually watch my channel.
Mhm.
And it was very interesting. You know, my channel is well received, I think, by a lot of the ex members and a lot of the current members. I don't think so much. But a lot of the ex members, yes, it's well received because they understand. I think they get me. You know what I mean?
Well, I think with that sector, a lot of healing has to go on. And when I tell y'all, like, to with this process, I'm gonna say this: it's like losing weight. When you gain weight, it comes on real quick, but it takes twice or three times the amount of time to lose the weight that you've gained. This healing process is the same process. It's gonna take everyone that was a member to 2 to 3 times over to heal.
Yep.
You have to understand this. PTSD is real. A lot of people want to talk about, my suicide attempt and because I was in a dark place because I'm crazy or, you know, that don't hurt. That just shows how ignorant you are because
Right.
mental illness is real and it doesn't have to happen in someone who necessarily has a problem. That
That's
doesn't mean you
right.
have a problem. It means you are vulnerable, weak, or overwhelmed at some point in time in your life.
Yeah. I don't really, when you talk about that, your suicide attempt. Like, in my personal opinion, that takes strength. That takes a lot of, out for lack of a better terms, balls to actually step out and speak out about that experience. Because to be honest with you, Selena, you don't know who you might be helping right now.
Exactly. And that's why I decided to speak about it. It wasn't about business, it wasn't about anything personal or selfish. It was about awareness, because I've seen other women and I've counseled other women. I can't counsel anybody unless I'm healed myself. I can't talk about something unless I'm healed from it myself. So, with that being said, this is real topics that's going on in everyday life. And when you're pointing the finger at one person, it may be going on right up underneath your nose. You just don't know it, because that's what makes people afraid to talk about it. That's what makes people afraid to confront it in themselves. And I'm not talking about confronting it or dealing with it to the world. I'm talking about dealing with it personally. It's the attack. So it really has to stop, because actually what you're doing when you're attacking mental illness, you're bullying. You become a bully. And you could be bullying somebody to commit suicide or take their own life. That's
Exactly.
why I decided to talk about it.
Exactly. Because you never know who's listening and who's paying attention and has similar feelings or thoughts that needed to hear that,
That's right.
but are ashamed because of the stigma that society places on it.
Mm-hmm.
So they stay quiet. They remain and suffer in silence instead of saying, "Hey, I need help," or "Hey, like you said, this is something I
Let,
need to address."
let's get into this deep. Do you
Hmm.
see any other race of people that say, oh, that MF over there across the street just crazy? They tried to commit suicide. No. You see
No.
another race of people knock on the door and say, can I help you today? Is there anything you need help with? If they go public about it, they're talking about what this person's demise is and how they can help. They don't tear it down.
Right.
And I don't care who the person is, what the person has done. Nobody deserves to be torn down, or what you may have thought that person did. Nobody deserves to be torn down because of their mental health.
That's right.
You know,
That's absolutely right.
if mental health was dealt with, and don't get me wrong, a lot of us don't know how to deal with it. I'm dealing with something right here in my house that I have to be careful, and I have to walk on eggshells, because it can disrupt or create something that I may not want. And I'm not even talking about the adults, I'm talking about the small children, because we all know I'm straightforward, right? Well, I've learned that straightforward approach is not always correct. Sometimes you have to walk on those eggshells. And I come from old school. Old school is we ain't walking on eggshells in our own house. It is what it is. But that's
Right.
always the best approach. It's not always the best approach, especially when you have your adolescents in your home, or your grandbabies and other children that come to your home talking about secrets. When a child tells me somebody told them to keep a secret, that's a problem.
Definitely a problem. We always tell my granddaughter that we don't keep
We don't
secrets.
keep secrets. Exactly.
Mm-mm.
So mentally, you have to approach the child the correct way, that you don't put more fear into them if that secret is detrimental. And I'm talking about they're in school. So let me just, cut out the middleman here. They're in school. And of course, they're going to create relationships and build relationships. Their first year in school, kindergarten. Well, and let's just say the little girl's name is Tiffany. Tiffany told me we have a secret, blah, 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 XYZ. So I have to teach about secrets. But however, you tell a child that we don't have secrets, and what do? They clam up, because now they feel like, oh, I wasn't supposed to tell. So now I'm in trouble. No, you're not in trouble. We just don't keep secrets. You see what I'm saying? So that
Right.
That mental part of it, that mental health, we even destroy our own children, our own grandchildren, when we're doing what we call teaching, if we're not careful with this mental health thing.
Right. That's true.
That's
That
why
is so true.
that's why there's parenting classes. You don't have to wait till somebody knock on the door to go take a parenting class. Just go take a parenting class. If you feel like, oh Lord, did I tell the child the right thing? If you have to question, did I approach this problem correctly? Look into some parenting classes.
Mm-hmm. Be
Look
more
in
proactive.
exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's just it's something that I think as a community that we need to definitely remove a lot of the stigma from, and try to heal a lot of the ways. Like you said, you from the old school. I'm from the old school too. But there's some of those things from the old school that ain't gonna work in the new school.
That ain't gonna work in a new school. That's right. That old way, what they told us, um, the game don't change, the players do. Yes, the game does. The rules definitely change. It just stayed that way for you. We in a new century.
Yeah,
You
and the thing is too, we need to be able to elevate and grow with our generations, not grow apart.
That's right. That's right. And like I said before, it's a community action. And community does not mean I live in the same neighborhood with you or I live in the same city with you. Community means social media too, because we don't see other nationalities and we don't see other races out there tearing down their own race. We don't.
No, it's very rare if we see it at all. It's
we
extremely rare.
we are the only race, and it's
Hmm.
sickening and it's disheartening.
Yeah. So that's definitely a point that I'm glad you brought up, because it's important for us to like definitely see it, understand it, and attempt
Mm,
to, if you haven't been doing it, try to do it from this day forward.
correct.
And
Correct.
it's not going to be easy because it's not easy for me. Do you
Mhm.
know? Like, once I realized, I was like, you know what? I think I'm being a little bit, I felt like I wasn't being myself and being extremely hard on some of the members of Carbonation. I was like, wait, why am I being so hard about, about the situation? Is that really going to help, or is that really going to hurt? And
Yeah.
after speaking with the family member, I was like, they told me, they like, I appreciate your channel. I appreciate your commentary. Sometimes I be side eyeing you a little bit, but they said most of the time you're like spot on. But, I wanted to give you that feedback, and I took it into account, and I really pulled it back. Like, I really need to take note of what they're saying to me, because they're a part of this community as well.
Correct. And they're a part of this community from a total different place and perspective.
Right.
And another thing about it is this, though, they can come to you and say they appreciate, even though they side eye you a little bit, because your opinion is your opinion, their opinion is their opinion. However, you were able to get across the message that they were thinking the whole time. Because don't think nobody saw them tear down one parent or two parents. No, don't think nobody saw the whole campaign that was created to tear down certain parents.
Yes.
Don't think they didn't see that. And that scared the living daylights out of those people. That was more scary than watching their children and, go through what they were going through. Because what are they going to think of me? But y'all don't understand the way our children were taken away from us and the way that they were kept in privacy. Y'all don't
Mm-hmm.
understand that. That charge that he got of imprisonment, that was
Mm-hmm.
real.
Oh yeah. I know that
That
was
was
real.
real. You know, the day that everything went down and he got sentenced, The first video that I saw go up was about me and how I was a conspiracy of, if even if I'm using the right term, that I was a conspiracy of carbonation.
Let me tell you, I personally, I don't think I shared this with you. I haven't shared it with anybody. Child, when I was at the courthouse, I personally had somebody reach out to me on IG with a letter. They wanted me to bring the judge a letter. The letter was something to the effect of, you were involved in the creation of carbonation, so was Velvet. Y'all need to be held accountable as well. Like, this letter was so insane. And I told a person, and if you listening now, I mean, I've already let you know how I feel in the inbox, but I'm gonna let it be known publicly. I just felt that was so off base and off balance. I was like, people really make up these conspiracies in their heads because how?
Wait,
How?
wait, let's go further.
How?
Let's go further than me creating carbonation and Velvet creating carbonation. Carbonation existed long before Velvet came along.
Yes.
There was other members there, and I know that just by research.
Yep.
If you research the videos, you will know that carbonation came along long before that. So when it became relevant to me, not even relevant, but noticed by me, that that's what was being said, that was no sweat off my back. I didn't care. I'm just bringing it up because it just gives a prime example of how we are treated as the parents, and
Mm-hmm.
why, because everybody asks the question, why didn't where's the parents, why up? Well, the parents are stepping up because y'all making them afraid. That's why they're not stepping up.
Exactly. And let me tell you something. The other reason why, that's exactly the other reason why I refuse to say whose parents were in
Mhm.
that courtroom.
Right.
I will never say it. And
And
I
that, and
said as much. I said as much to one of them, but I didn't really say as much to the other family member. But I said as much to the other one, and I will never say who it was. I just won't, because I think they needed to be there for whatever reason, for their healing process,
hmm
and I think that needs to be respected. Now, I know other people on Beyonce's internet have said who was there, but you won't hear me confirm or deny it.
hmm
Nope. Mm-mm.
yeah, because invading those people's privacy. However, my privacy was invaded not by me, but because who chose to talk about my privacy. So everybody in this sector believes that they have the right to talk about my privacy. No, you don't, because I didn't put it out there. Had I put it out there, remember that old saying, "We don't fight in the street because you don't keep people in your business."
That's right.
What goes on in my house stays in my house. Well, I didn't come on social media and talk about my house. Somebody else did. So they don't give you the right to talk about anything that you think is going on with me, because I didn't give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, had I given it to you, then I would have to chalk that up and take that. However, I don't have to.
Right. Absolutely.
And to be quite honest, the parents that had to watch this from the outside looking in and stay quiet, you have to understand where this sector comes from. This sector comes from a whole bunch of people who want a narrative to continue. We're parents. We don't want this narrative to continue. We want it to end. Therefore, you're going to tear us down.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
why would these people say anything? Because you're not going to be a supporter of what's right. Anything that was right in this sector was torn down and not supported.
I agree. I agree.
Now I am the preacher's grandkid, who I spent a lot of time with my grandfather, and I do believe this. And people have to understand this. You don't know where a person is spiritually. when things happen in your life, and I'm telling y'all, I have the same strength of my grandparents. My grandmother, who I am named after, Eldora. My middle name is Eldora. Her first name is Eldora. Y'all might think that's a funny name, but go ahead and laugh. But anyway, um, my grandmother's strength always was God does everything for a reason. He will never put any more on us than we can bear. I don't like that this had to happen. I don't like that it did happen. But I'm not the one who gets to say what happens and what doesn't. Just like we can't say who lives and who dies. That's not on us.
Mm-hmm.
All we can do is stay strong and figure out a way to get through it. And you just don't know. Those parents probably were silent because they were praying. Because our prayers is not for the sector.
Nope.
It's the personal relationship that we have with God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's not what they want to talk about. I bet you any money. I don't know how many people is on your chat right now, but I bet you a whole bunch of them just dropped off.
Probably. But we have a good group here. We have a good group here, and I think I don't even care how many people are here or how many people catch it on the replay or
Right.
who has what opinion or whatever. I just Me personally, I really wanted to just have this conversation with you in real time so that people can kind of get a definite understanding. Like there's so much more. There's so much more than what I think a lot of content creators, myself included, can even fathom. There's just so much more intricacy and detail that we don't know, and we more than likely will never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Y'all don't
that's
get it.
totally fine. But I think that to be a responsible content creator in this space, you got to kind of realize that. I edit myself down so much right now because I want to make sure that I'm not a part of the problem.
Correct. I got you. And that's why I just said y'all don't know how much I bite my tongue. I don't want to be part of the problem that
Mhm.
she feels the need to run again or
Right.
she not being supported. However, our children don't understand the perception. Perception has been everything. Even I've learned perception at a different magnitude. And of course, I'm older than them, so I see it before and I can say it before they recognize it. Because even as siblings, they have to understand to respect each other's perspectives. Because my perception is not going to be yours, and yours is not going to be mine. So you have to respect it. It's been a journey, and it is still a journey. But I can't say what I want to say when I want to say it. I can't do what I want to do when I want to do it because she's not in a place to receive everything that I have to say and everything that I have to do.
But to be honest with you,
Hmm.
like with you saying that, and I know you know this, but you're doing exactly what she needs.
Hmm.
Exactly. Kendra is in the chat. She says she's loving this conversation. Thank you, Kendra, for
Thank
chiming
you.
in. Yeah, she's in the chat. And I think she had a similar experience. Like her mom didn't force her or push her to say, hey, you need to stop doing this. When your child comes home, that's your child, period. There's, I mean,
And y'all
I,
gotta understand, mine drug me across the coals.
right,
Mine had help in doing so. Mine even sided with the dragon. you know,
right.
it's still my child.
And
Man,
forever will be.
That's right. Y'all just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know. First off, y'all, not y'all, but certain people in this sector don't know what mental health is and cannot
Right.
recognize. Mental health was not running off the carbonation. Mental health was not staying with carbonation. That's not mental health.
Mm-mm.
Mental health is the adverse effects of leaving carbonation.
Right.
I say that again. Mental health is the effect of leaving carbonation. And that's for every last member. That's for every last member of carbonation.
And when you say that, in this sector, a lot of people don't understand. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I think some people don't want to.
No, they don't, because they want to run with that narrative. They want it to be of something negative because that gives them. See, negativity passes on and passes on and passes on, but positivity dies. Now, in math, it's the opposite way around. Positivity keeps on going and negativity fades out, right?
Right.
But not in this social media age we're in. The negativity is, you have to keep feeding the negativity. So we're going to take something positive and we're going to turn it into negative so we can talk. However, if we keep talking positivity, we don't have nothing to talk about. Don't think I don't see the other people. There's a million people in credit. There's a million people in life insurance. There's a million people in every line of business that I'm in. You want to know how many followers they keep on live? 25 people is a good day. Are they,
Wow.
are they making money? Yeah, they're making money because they're reaching their communities.
Mm-hmm.
Or you may have somebody who, feels a certain type of way but don't want to put it on social media, so they hit the DM. So yeah, they're making money, but at the same time, it's not where anybody wants to be seen because it's not glamorous. And yes, negativity can be glamorous. This whole the sector, and I'm not talking about you because you came in when carbonation was just about ending. And not
Hmm.
all commentators, but the majority of the commentators for carbonation was in that sector, glamour glorizing it. Oh,
Mm.
look, this happened. Well, why did it happen? Well, let's get to the root of the problem of nobody really never talked about the dismantle.
No.
I can call about two people from what I've seen talk about the dismantle of carbonation and actually trying to work toward dismantling this thing. But no, everybody else wanted to glorify it by keeping the narrative going. Not that they made it look pretty. That's not what I mean by glorify. They didn't make it look pretty. They just wanted to glorify it by keep talking about it, keep talking about it, keep talking about it. Had you not given carbonation any energy, they wouldn't have had as many financial supporters. To be honest with you, the sector gave this boy his financial backing. Not him, not that BS they got online and did,
I can
whatever they
see
was
that.
doing. The sector did.
Mm-hmm.
Had everybody stopped commenting and commentating on what he was doing and why they was doing it, it would have fizzled out a long time ago.
But
This boy,
I feel like if they were responsible also, because when I also came into the sector, I tried to be very like factually driven. Just factual. Like I've heard all the rumors. I've heard, oh my God, like I've heard so many rumors about the members, about some of their family members. I've heard it all.
mm-hmm,
But I don't really report or bring to my community, my co-hosts. I don't bring all of that because that's hearsay and conjecture. Like if you're gonna really report, and the fact of the matter is that if you're really gonna report and document this cult, which there needs to be awareness created about it, At least do it with a level of accuracy.
Well, the thing about it is, carbonation is not the first and won't be the last. Do we see the news? Commentators are our everyday news. Come on now, let's get real about it. But
Right.
do we see them drag out a situation? I have a neighbor that went missing. We have not found this man yet. We ain't heard no more about it besides he was missing. We still haven't found him. Has actions been put in place? Yes. Have things happened? Yes. Have family members came and said something crazy? Yes. Have family members did something crazy? Yes. Have family members and people in the community did things that's suspect? Yes. But you don't see the news continuing to collaborate on that one topic because there's other things going on in the world that needs to be brought to justice. So, point is, commentators are needed. The news is needed, and I get it. And there's no disrespect to any commentator at all. However, cover everything. Why are we working on covering one thing?
Right. Definitely. There's a lot going on in this world, like a whole lot. And I have
And
I'm glad
and
that you brought that up.
and guess what? There's people out here that's way worse than him. Not giving
Hmm.
him any justification whatsoever at all. Does he deserve to be locked up? Yes. Did he deserve the sentencing that he got? I would have. I ain't gonna say that on here, but I wish it would have been something else or longer. However, there's people out here, there's predators out here that's worse than him.
Hmm. Absolutely. There's a few that I'll be covering here on my channel as well. There's the Brian Koberger trial that's coming up in Idaho. He is alleged to have unalived four college students with a
Mm,
knife. So it's up close and personal.
see?
There's a woman in Florida who was carjacked, Selena, carjacked in broad daylight, midday at gunpoint. And then they found her car a few counties over ablaze with her body in it.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
So that's a developing, like there's so much going on. I just the thing about the direction I want to take my channel in is like you said, there's so much more awareness that needs to be created. There's um X trafficking happening all over globally
Mm-hmm.
that we need to be more vigilant and aware of so that we could teach our young children, our nieces, nephews, grandkids about, stranger danger and the
Mm-hmm.
different techniques that they're using now, like the ear tags. They'll put an ear tag on your car and
Car.
follow you home.
Correct.
It's
There
a
was a
lot.
that was a girl here. She went to get in her car and got pricked by a needle.
Wow.
And she made it home. She got her children out the car safely, but after that she ended up in the emergency room and she was drugged.
Yep.
And that
Yeah.
that was an event taking her children to to the zoo. And the thing about it is when social media got the story, they spent that story 17 different ways.
Oh my goodness.
So my thing is, and of course I'm from the old school, and we were taught don't believe what you hear in the street. Believe how they used to say believe half of what you hear, none of what you see, something like that.
Yep.
So so my thing is I'm not a bandwagon jumper. I can't jump on nobody's bandwagon. I got my own. I'm an individual when it comes down to how I feel about a situation and what I think about a situation. I'm not jumping on nobody's bandwagon. This social media stuff is for cowards, number one. Because if you knew my address, you not and everybody knows my address. Because I put that out there myself. You not come and knock on this door.
But let me ask you this: how? Because I mean, I'm like that too. Like I don't. What time did you wake up? You woke up at about 6:30 this morning. Yeah, it's her nap time. She don't want to take her nap. She's gonna have a fit. But you know Nana can't hear you when you she's she is not happy about taking her nap, folks. She's very angry. She's so mad about it. But no, I really feel like that there with a level with being a content creator, there needs to be a level of responsibility of the stuff you put out. You got to really, like anything that I put it out and I feel good about it.
Hmm.
Anything that I put out. Even the times when I say I think I was being a little harsh, I still feel good about it because at that time and space, that's how I felt.
Hmm. Well, we just talked about perspective and perception. So you got to think about this though. Perception is 9 tenths of the law. And they felt good about it too. Because when people are putting out their commentary and they feel like they have the facts and they don't, well, that's just miserable people. So they feel real good about the commentary that they put out. They feel real good about it because they're miserable themselves. So they're finding a way to be uplifted by putting something out negative about somebody else that they know absolutely nothing about.
Hmm. Oh, you know what I was going to say to you?
Hmm.
Before my granddaughter started crying, I just remembered. I was going to say, like, how, how much, I don't think people realize how strong you have to be when people are like attacking you, calling your house, or threatening to do
That,
certain things
that,
legally.
that
Like
hurts. Hmm.
how much strength that takes. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know, you handle it with such grace. I don't
I'm,
know.
I'm
I
gonna
would
tell.
be.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I appear to handle it with such grace. My husband, Mr. Sykes, helped me through that. Y'all have to understand I was a postal worker, so therapy was right at my doorstep. My boss heard me on the phone and said, "We're not doing that. I'm sending you to EAP right now." So it was the support I have around me that got me through it. And then once I started therapy again, it that's when personal development started kicking in. Um, I was listening or going to seminars for business with people like Eric Worre and Grant Cardone and Stormy Wellington. I know a lot of people don't like Stormy, but the girl is personally developed, and I will say that about her. Um, my thing is, I don't pick one bad thing about somebody and say, "Oh, I don't like that person," or I'm going to disassociate myself. First off, I'm never going to associate myself with you. That's first and foremost. I've taught my children, when you're in school, you don't have friends, you have associates. However, you just have to know how to limit yourself to certain things and certain people and certain energies because they attach themselves to you. And that's just what it is. Like, I already know this. However, when I'm attacked, I want to attack back. That's the part I needed help with.
That's the
So,
part that I would need help with. That's why I'm like, yo, I don't know. I would need help with that part because
hmm
I think that's our first instinct.
hmm go inside, Lou. Mommy said go inside. All right, but yeah. So I mean, I had support. I had support. Even girl, there's videos out there about my husband being torn down. He don't know, but I know.
Really?
Yeah, that
I've never I've
care.
never seen any.
He didn't care about my kids. I'm not gonna say who put him out, but he didn't care.
Yeah,
Is no, he stayed in his lane. He's a step parent. He
that's
stepped
right.
and let the biological parents do what they were supposed to do or try to
As
do.
he should. As he
You know,
should.
so girl, look, people gonna be people. Your opinion is your opinion. I don't care nothing about nobody's opinion.
Well, I appreciate you coming up. I'm gonna end it here because my grandbaby is very upset. And I'm gonna come on, Nick. Come here. Come. Relax.
I gotta get
Stop crying. Stop crying. Stop crying. Look at Nana. It's gonna be okay. I'm scared of cheating. It's okay. The world is Her world is really in a difficult space right now. So
yeah,
I gotta be Nana, right?
yeah. I got to the grocery too.
But it was really, really, this was wonderful. I enjoyed having this conversation with you today. I appreciate you so much for just always being you.
Thank
An
you,
inspiration and an inspiration to me at all times.
thank you, thank
Mm-hmm.
you. Glad and appreciate you too. And I'm happy to support your channel. Anything else that we can commentate about, talk about, interview about, let me know.
I
And
sure will.
always a supporter of yours.
Yes. Why are you yelling at your mom? Go see what she wants. Sorry, Selena.
That's all right.
I appreciate that. I do. I genuinely do. And we'll definitely talk again soon
Okay.
because
All right.
like I said, there's going to be more to come. I feel the energy. I
Mm-hmm.
know it's coming.
Oh yeah, we moving in a very, very, very positive direction. And like I said, these government contracts ain't no joke, and they are coming. We working
That's
on it right now.
that's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Thank you, girl. Thank you. And of course, I have everything else, brewing too. So
Yes.
I'm feeling real good about the insurance and my travel agency. So yeah, because travel agency is actually about to open an office.
Okay.
We're
You're
about
about to open
and
up a
look,
travel agent office?
yes. And then
Okay.
wait, the travel agency gets an office before FLEUR DE LIS Janitorial, right?
Yes.
But I have a plan in the working for FLEUR DE LIS Janitorial's office right now. We've already signed a contract on that office. So yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, y'all. It's coming. I'm
all
excited.
right. Well, I will be here cheering you on the sidelines. And you know, if you need anything from me, I'm here for it
Thank you. Thank you so much. Look.
anytime.
All right.
All right.
Hey, all right. They're not gonna touch it. All right, y'all. Let me get
Later.
to the family. I'll talk to y'all later.
Uh,
Love you all and thank you. Thank you. Thank the audience for all your support. I'll see y'all later. Talk to y'all later.
later. So that was Selena, an amazing woman. I wanted to just get on here, have a conversation with her. Not really carbonation related, but I mean, she touched on the areas she felt comfortable talking about and wanted to talk about. And I just think that it's important as as content creators in this sector to realize that it's bigger than this just the cult members. Like they have families who have experienced things with them, through them, and around them. So I just want to, I wanted to bring that to you guys. Thank you so much, BB. I wouldn't even call it an interview. I just told her I really wanted to have a live conversation with her, talk about her businesses and her entrepreneurial spirit and all that she does in the community and all that she does within her family. You know what I'm saying? To me, she inspires me because of the wonderful human being that she is. She holds it down for not just her family, but for a lot of other people. So, guys, I'm going to really go because my grandbaby is still mad. You still mad? No. You all right now? Mommy said I can stay up. So now you okay? I'm going to Carmen's son's party. So you were turning one. So you were crying and carrying on because you didn't want to take a nap. No, because mommy said that I had to take a nap. When someone else not there. Yeah, but didn't I tell you I was doing an interview? Yeah. And you were just carrying on like that? You said I could sit in your lap. You can sit in my lap. All right, y'all. Until next time, thank you guys for being here. Replay gang, please be sure to drop me a comment, smash that like button, and share. By the way, just a quick PSA. Any negative comments under this video will be immediately removed. And if it's really rude, I might just send you up. And when I say send you up, that means I'm going to hide you from the channel so nobody could ever see your comments again. Okay? All right, y'all. Until next time.